Hello, Michelle. How you doing?
Hi, Lisa. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. Hi, Eric. I love you.
Says, hi, Mama. I love you.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. He says he's looking forward to sitting at his seat at the table.
Oh,
He says
yeah.
he's looking forward
Always.
to being with the family, with everybody. He says the family has grown. It's
I
grown really
know.
big.
Oh my God, it's going to be a big one, and hopefully, I won't have to clean up. But we'll see. But anywho, I thought we would, because a lot of people have lost babies, like still had stillborn, stillbirths,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a stillbirth right between Eric and Lucas, and his name is Seth. So, Eric, can you get Seth for us?
Erik has Seth here already.
Oh, wow. Describe him,
Yeah.
Eric. Or, yeah, what does he look like, Michelle?
So I'm seeing him at, well, I would say 4 years old. Um,
Oh,
he actually looks a lot like Lucas and Erik.
okay.
He's got the same type of feature as him. Very, very soft, cute little face, blonde hair. He's actually wearing jean overalls and a
Oh,
like a striped like t-shirt.
yeah.
And he's got a frog hanging out of his front pocket.
A real
Just
one?
to tell you, yeah, it looks like a real
Oh,
live frog, like his friend hanging out of his front pocket.
oh, that's so sweet.
Erik says that they've been at the stream at the pond
Oh, so
catching
that's your
some frogs.
brother, Eric?
Yes, yes,
Wow.
and Erik says that he spent a lot of time with him. He says he's a smart little guy, real
Oh,
smart.
that's awesome. Do you think, Seth, that you'll ever come back into our family?
Yes, he's just saying I'll be back, and he's coming back as a female.
Oh, okay. With one of my grandkids or one of my kids?
One of your grandkids, he says.
Oh, wow. That is so cool. That might be a while. Hopefully. um, wow.
Yeah, he's real close to you right now too.
Oh, I love you. I'm so
Seth and
sorry.
Erik are right up beside you right
Horrible.
now. They're very close to you.
Oh, that was so horrible. And I'm so sorry if I had anything to do with it. I probably should not have gotten the amniocentesis, but I was told to because I was old. And
No.
right after that, I was laying down in the sofa, and the girls were chasing Eric, and Eric jumped onto, you were just little, Eric, jumped onto my stomach, and then the amniotic fluid started leaking. And, anyway, I was monitored for a while, but it just never worked out. Totally avoidable, really.
Um. Um. Okay. Erik's actually saying this, and not Seth, but Erik's just saying, it's wasn't his fault. It wasn't your fault, Mom.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't your
Seth.
fault.
No, and Seth
Mommy was
says it
always
wasn't his
base.
fault.
Mommy's always base when your siblings chase you.
That's right. That's right. That's so true. And Seth is just saying that um, he it wasn't his contract that he had an opportunity to come to be born,
Mhm.
um, but he said that he also had an opportunity to an opportunity. Okay, slow down just a little bit. Speak real fast like Erik,
Ooh.
really fast
Oh,
like his energy is very, very like really, really fast.
chatty, yeah.
Yes. He's making me talk really fast too, so we're just gonna slow down for a little second. Okay, so he's just saying that it was like he could come or he could go. It wasn't anything to do with the family. It wasn't anything to do with. He's not saying that there was. It wasn't like a lesson had to happen either way, even though there would be benefit to whether he lived. Oh, okay, that's interesting. He's just saying that he would not have lived to be an adult.
Oh God, that would be
Um,
awful. Why?
he said that his soul was only here, so he's showing himself as oh, that's interesting. He's showing himself as a 4-year-old child.
Hmm.
He would have passed as a child.
Oh
and he's
God.
saying
From
that it
what?
was something accidental. He said
Oh God.
something accidental.
Like a drowning or running out into traffic or poisoning or what?
He's saying a household accident.
Like
So,
what?
Erik saying that he's showing me a ladder right now, and he's saying that there's not oh, okay. He's
Mm.
showing him going up a ladder
Hmm.
in the house and falling backwards. You
Okay.
have really tall stairs, like
Yeah.
really high
Yeah.
stairs in your house, because he's
Yeah.
showing me like the top of a staircase and
Okay.
falling backwards. Um, but he's just saying that he was here for a short time, and um, okay, he was here for a short time. Erik goes, and a good time. He says it was still a good time. He was able to connect with you as part of you, but he's saying that his soul was not meant to go, was it past the age of 4 or past of a toddler of that age. Erik is just saying that he's not saying it was a contract, but he's saying that it has something to do with Erik's passing or Erik's contract.
Is it to get me used to the idea of loss? Teach me a lesson of loss and prepare me for Eric's death?
Yes, it does have to do with the preparation of loss, but he's just saying that it would not have, there was something that changed. There was some sort of energy. Erik's saying that something changed um, when he passed. It changed how things played out with Erik. It
How?
changed the energy of how things played out. Timing wise, Erik says that he was meant, or he passed earlier
Yeah.
than he was
Yeah.
contracted to.
He
He ended it
told
earlier.
me. Yeah. Yeah. He was
He
supposed to
said
wait
that,
until he was in his own apartment so I wouldn't have to find him.
so it he said that there was a bit of an energy change because it would have been Seth that would have passed at home. It would
Okay.
have been Seth that had his life cut short. And this taught you about it taught you about loss and death, because you still had to go through those emotions and everything. But Erik's not really saying that. What are you saying, Erik? Okay, he's just saying that this was not meant to be um, anything to do with Erik, or it wasn't. He's saying that it wasn't like a how do I make sense of this? He's showing me energy. This is how I'm seeing it. And so if I see your family as an energetic, as a light, he shows me different energetic lines, which he's saying is like each member of the family. And he says
Okay.
it's almost like there's an equation of amount of people in the family. And as each person makes a decision, or as each person does something, it affects something in the future,
Oh
or
yeah.
affects things that happen in the future.
Hmm.
Seth had an energy line that was connected to Erik through you,
Mm-hmm.
but it was not a contract, is what
Okay.
he's trying to say. So it would have gone one way or another, but had Seth had have lived, it would have only been short term, and that
Yeah.
has something to do with Erik, so that Erik would have gone on longer, would have grown older.
Yeah.
So that I'm just trying to
Yeah. I get it.
yeah.
Well, what
She showed you.
describe your personality, Seth?
Um, he's a very he's got a feminine personality to him, in
Mm-hmm.
the sense that very emotional,
Yeah.
very uh Erik's just saying, not that men can't be emotional,
No, of
but
course.
um but but very he's touching Erik's face right now. And as Erik's talking, it's like he's feeling his face and can feel his heart.
Oh.
And Erik's just saying that he is very sensory, and
Oh.
not, he doesn't, I'm just asking, is there something that was, oh, okay. So had he have been born, he may have had, Eric says it's not autism, but he may have had Asperger's or something
Or what
of
about a
that
sensory
nature.
disintegration
Like
disorder?
something with
The senses?
the senses.
Okay.
He also, but he says that he was very emotionally intelligent, very
Okay.
emotionally intelligent. So Seth is also,
Uh-oh. Oh, you got muted. There.
screen.
Okay, there we
Still
go.
here?
Yep, now we're
Okay.
here.
Okay. Just give me a second here. Just showing me. Okay, so they're just bringing me back to the pond right here, and they're just sitting down, and he's got him sitting right in front of me so I can look at him. And he's got really big blue eyes, and he's just the sweetest looking boy.
Mm.
And he's got a sense of humor. He says he's also, he likes to look at facts. Um, like he's showing me like facts in the newspaper, world facts. Like you know how you would read a book. He's showing me like a section in a newspaper that looks like 10 things that you didn't know, like
Oh yeah,
10
right.
amazing things,
Little
like
factoids.
very, very, yes, and very interested. He also says that he's very interested in the young children in your family, and he's bringing me to your granddaughter, and he's saying that he is like her. He's got a something about him that's very similar in
The
personality
Arlene, the older one, 10
to,
years old?
to
Yeah.
Arlene.
What she
Arlene.
struggles in
Yes.
school. Would he have struggled in school the same way? Because she has, I think, just this cognitive processing disorder because she can't filter all the energy. She's so open to energy. Uh, would that describe you, Seth?
Yeah, Eric said yes.
Okay.
Yes. Eric said yes. And he's also showing me as Arlene, like his hair is not curly.
Yeah, it's straight. Arlene's is
It's
straight.
not curly like Eric and Lucas's. It's straight, and it's
Mm-hmm.
straight like Arlene's. And
Okay.
it's a little bowl cut.
Oh, okay.
It's just cut around here and straight, a little bowl cut. Um, he just wants to add too because he's commenting about the frog. He says a bullfrog. It's a bullfrog. He's
Oh.
very interested in science,
Oh.
science experiments, and he's very interested in how things work, on how things are put together, on how things are built, how things are made. And he's also just saying too that he is waiting to come back to the family. He
Mm.
has not reincarnated in it,
Okay.
like he's
Right.
not taken on a life anywhere else. That he has waited, um, and Eric's just also saying too that Eric did not meet Seth right away.
Oh, okay.
He didn't know him right away, and
Okay.
I know he's just correcting me too. He's just saying no, not that I didn't know him. He says he had awareness of him, but he didn't communicate with him. He didn't not right from the very first, because I just was asking him,
Okay.
did you, when you first crossed Eric, was he right there? Was he waiting for you? And he says that I was aware of him and I did come across him eventually, but it wasn't right away.
Okay. Well, why was that?
Eric said really no particular reason. It had a lot to do with, oh, okay, a lot to do with the processing of what Eric was going through.
Okay.
It had to do with where he was at and
Oh, yeah,
what
sure.
he had to experience before he experienced other spirits.
Okay.
There were some, of course, he did experience right away.
Okay. What were your favorite toys or little interests as a little toddler?
Lego.
Oh, that came into my mind for some reason. If
Yes.
you had lived to the age of 4, describe your relationship with how it would be with your other siblings. Let's start with Christina. How would you guys have gotten along?
He says really well. He said that he was a bit of a tease. He's talking about having another life with Christina as well, and saying
Okay.
he was a little bit of a tease, but she had a soft spot for him.
Oh.
So he said that they would have gone along well. He's just saying right away, though, that him and Lucas would have butted heads.
Oh boy. I was told by somebody that you sort of melted a little bit with Lucas's soul because you wanted to like observe or something like that. I can't remember exactly. Is that true? That you did for a while, or insert part of your soul into Lucas?
He's just saying that he is not an aspect. So he's just saying that he has melded to experience, and he's done that not just with Lucas, but he's also done that with one of your grandchildren too. Not Arlene, the next.
Easton?
Arlene's younger. Yes.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
And but he says that has not been limited to male only. That he has had, he's saying Papa.
Okay.
So melding with Papa.
Mm-hmm.
And Eric's just saying that it's not like an aspect of the soul. He said, but the spirit can meld with the living to be able to experience.
Okay.
Be able to, experience or see through our eyes. That's what he's telling me that he had done with Lucas. But he's also saying that that's not the only time he does that.
Okay.
So his, okay. He also just wants to let you know too that he is also joining the family for Thanksgiving. He goes,
oh, goody,
yay! To let, yeah.
Well, add another seat. I might have to get some a folding table and put in there for sure.
He says no peas.
Yeah, we're gonna serve peas, but you don't like them, huh? No. Okay, well he knows. He knows my famous timed peas. All right, so that's interesting. What were you expecting to experience? Did you just want to see what the family was like if you had grown up in the family, or was there some other things?
So he's talking about, he knows, he says, I know your souls. I know your souls. He says, I know who you are. And he says, I want to see what is there. I want to see how you see. I want to see how you feel. And he's saying that it's interesting to him. It's funny too because Erik has stepped back a little bit from him, and he's giving him the floor, set the floor. Just stepped right back. But he's saying that he also has a real fondness for dogs. Have you always had dogs?
Oh, for a long time, yeah.
Okay, because he's showing with the other kids being small, and he's showing me being with Lucas and playing with the dog.
Okay, one of our dogs now?
Oh, he does, yes, he is with the dogs now, but he's talking about...
Oh, when Lucas was younger. Okay, like Zoe, our Weimaraner? I mean, Lucas's first words were "good girl" to Zoe.
Oh my God, is this like a big? It's a big dog, right? The Weimaraner is a bigger dog because I'm seeing a bigger dog. He's showing me. So, did Lucas try to ride this dog?
Oh yeah, or just lay on top of them and her and all that. Yeah.
What I'm seeing right now is the arms. Okay, so these are Lucas's arms. All right, so Lucas's arms wrapped around the dog. It looks like he's trying to ride the dog, and Seth is right there with him, holding on to the back. Lucas, so it's like the two of them are going to go riding on this dog.
Oh, okay. So what about with Michelle? How would your relationship have been with Michelle?
Okay, so now Michelle would be older, right?
She's the second, yeah.
Okay, because he's looking up at her.
Yeah.
So she would be older. He's saying that she would be his caregiver.
Oh, okay.
That she was his uh,
Extra mom.
he would, yes, the baby. Seth would be the baby.
Mm.
Michelle was a mom to him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Michelle actually was a mom to him in another
Oh,
life.
wow. Cool.
Michelle was a mom to him. That's
All right. What about the relationship with Erik?
um,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
it was just showing me. He's just showing me what looks like little Michelle. Like
Oh,
it looks like a little girl
oh,
and
that's
holding
sweet.
a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so with Erik too.
Mm-hmm.
Did Erik ever tell you when he was alive that he could see spirit? Did he ever tell you as a child that
I
he
don't
could
think so.
see energy or anything?
I don't think so.
Because he's showing me, so Erik is just a wee boy, and okay, is that energy, Erik? Okay, so Erik is saying that he didn't know as a child, he was not able to understand or um, sense what it was,
Mm-hmm.
but that there was energy around him. He says
Mm-hmm.
that the relationship of the two of them was very bonded. Erik had airplanes, playing with airplanes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, is somebody
He was
waving to me?
the,
No. Okay. Sorry about that. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
the two of them, the two of them playing with airplanes together. He says the two of them are kindred, are similar in a lot
Okay.
of ways, in the sense that um, very loving little boys,
Mm-hmm.
and played together fairly well.
Mm-hmm.
He said that he was a little bit of a tease, and so was Erik.
Yeah. Both. Yeah. Erik definitely was. Yeah. All right. So we said he would.
Partnered.
Oh, said partners in crime. He also, you mentioned that he would butt heads with Lucas. That's what their relationship was pretty much like. What? Anything else to add to Lucas's relationship with you?
So Lucas would stand up for him.
Oh, that's awesome.
Stand up for him.
Um,
If anybody were to take something away from him, or Lucas would stand up for him. And Lucas is one down, right? So when Erik, Seth,
right, right.
and then Lucas, right?
Hang on, I'm going to have to pause and see if I
Oh,
can. I'm going to pause just for a second and see if I need to. Okay, sorry, the housekeeper was not supposed to come today. Just every other week, but anyway, I said, well, I'll just come on in and do floors. So I did. I had to pay him. All right, so Lucas would have stuck up for him. What about Annika?
Younger brother that would have stuck up.
What about Annika, the youngest, who's younger than
Annika's younger than Lucas, right?
right, and younger than Seth, and Lucas was younger than Seth.
He's saying their relationship was very quiet. Um, because he's showing me Annika's energy as being very soft,
Mm-hmm.
and he's softening his energy down with her, and he's just saying that they were very quiet. They talked.
Okay.
It's a lot of talking. A very peaceful relationship. He says a friendship, a brother and sister relationship based on a foundation of friendship.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying also that okay, Anna, uh, Erik, is this what you're trying to say too? Okay, well, I'm just gonna say this because this is what Seth is saying, and Erik is not giving me a clear answer.
Okay.
But I feel like there might be a baby coming for Annika way someday
Okay.
that could be Seth.
Okay.
Because as soon as you said Annika, the energy started to soften
Oh, interesting.
a little bit different than the rest of them.
Okay.
So, and I just said to Erik, "Is that's what's going on?" And he says, "Possibly,
Hmm.
possibly."
Well, when you do incarnate, will you come in with the autism? I mean, not autism, Asperger's, and some of the learning issues?
No, he
And
said
you
he'll come
will
in.
you stay?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Because we don't need any more tragedies in the
The
family.
next
Oh.
incarnation. No, no. He said, there's also not, there's not learning for him that's necessary, or learning for the family
Okay.
to come in with those type of disabilities.
Okay.
He's saying that he will be um, very, very emotionally in tune,
Oh,
very
good.
emotionally intelligent.
Good. Easy baby, difficult baby, whiny baby.
Easy baby.
Oh, goody. So tell me about your transition. I remember telling the doctor when they were going to knock me out, I said, please just put the baby on my stomach after you take him out. Of course, they're probably, well, anyway. And just,
So he
you know,
was gone before, because
oh,
he's
yeah,
saying that
yeah,
he was out of the body before his body, like you said,
yeah, yeah,
he
yeah,
passed before the delivery and
yeah.
everything. And because he's just showing me, did you have a period of time that you knew that he was gone beforehand? Was there like a few days?
Oh, no, no, I mean, they just
No,
came to check that for a heartbeat. I was in the hospital on bed rest and there was no heartbeat.
because he's showing me him lying up on you.
Oh,
His
wow.
energy was up on you the entire time, because when you said that, he says, no, Mama, no, I was already there.
Okay.
I was already with you. And he's saying that his crossing, um, it wasn't, he says it wasn't, and Eric, can you just help me out a little bit with this one? Okay. He says that, okay, so Seth's crossing was not the same as when somebody crosses, okay, crossing as a baby in this way is a little bit different than it is for someone who has lived out an incarnation and crosses. And what Eric is just showing me right now, and um, it's as if part of their energy stays in spirit.
Okay.
So it's a joining back to the energy. There's not the
Oh.
same. It's a
Oh.
Eric says that it's very warm, it's very angelic, and Seth is showing me a lot of white light, but the energy that stays with you is gives the spirit an opportunity to, I wanted to say physicality, and Eric says it's not physical, it's
Mm-hmm.
all energetic.
Okay.
And he says if you could imagine, it's like an outlet. He says, or like to a lamp, a plug
Okay.
socket. He says if you go and take the plug and you plug it in, say that's the physical.
Okay.
You plug it in, and when the baby died, it pulls away. He says, and this is common for babies that have not, so a still birth, and also for a baby that would die very soon. Okay, miscarriage as well.
Yeah.
A baby that would die soon after birth. He says it's like unplugging the outlet, but it's all attached to the lamp.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
So he says it's like bringing back to source.
So it's not, it's not, I guess it's not as traumatic because you were just there, and you, part of your, is still there, was still there.
Eric just said, and this is good for a lot of people to understand who have had babies that have passed. It's not traumatic for the baby.
Okay.
Even though physically we understand it's scary, especially when a small child that we see dying, that they leave their body before they die, as many of us do. However, he said that they go back, it's not like a trauma, it's not like
Right.
something they have to work through.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And then who did you meet? Who did you meet when you crossed over? Who met you, rather?
Jesus.
Oh,
First thing he said was Jesus.
that's so sweet. And then what?
Um,
Did you have a life review? I mean, Do babies who die this way have life reviews? I mean, they really didn't have a life per se.
No, Seth is just saying that there was an understanding. It was not, it was just an understanding. It was a knowing of what happened. It
Mm-hmm.
was an understanding of what happened. And they do have an opportunity to reincarnate right away. They do have an opportunity to um, make plan or
Sure.
um, make arrangements to do something else.
Okay.
Seth chose not to do that. Seth chose to stay. Um, he also says that it was his choice to present himself at 4 years old, that that is the age that
Mm.
he feels good at.
Mm. Okay. Interesting. Why did you choose to wait?
That he wanted to be there for Erik. A
Oh.
part of him wanted to be there for Erik. He, um,
Did he know what was going to happen to Erik?
yes,
Okay.
yes,
Mm.
yeah, there was an awareness. It's I don't know how to describe how they show it to me energetically, but it's very interesting to see because it's like every decision I'm seeing, it changes the way the energy looks.
Yeah. Wow.
So everything that happens in spirit is also affecting us here
Yeah.
too. Like
That's
the way they're
cool.
presenting it to me is very interesting.
Wow. Well, it's all one giant collective. Ripple in the pond, stone in the pond, ripples,
Yes.
yeah, through the energy. Yeah. All right. So let's try to reach out and help those who have had miscarriages or stillbirths. Any information about that that would help soothe parents who have gone through that?
Well, first thing Seth says is blame. Blame is the first thing that a lot of parents, mothers and fathers, go to blame to what they did wrong.
Yeah.
They look at, well, I must have done something wrong. I shouldn't have taken this medication or I shouldn't have done this. And he says to first understand that each and every death is the death of the physical body, and there's always something there that's being brought to the family from the
Mhm.
spirit. There's always something that's being brought as a gift, even though it doesn't look like a gift at
Yeah.
that time. But understand that there will be something there for you. Um,
For
he's just
example,
saying to
sorry, but what kind of gifts?
he's he's saying, for example, if you have a family that he's talking about a family that is not getting along, or a family that say there's relationships that need to mend or something that needs to change. There's sometimes a baby will come into the situation to bring certain people together,
Oh, I see.
and it is the loss of that child. And
Yeah.
Erik is just saying that that is actually something that for any death, of course, as well. But a child or a baby will incarnate specifically for the parents, the family, or somebody within that close knit, um, close knit relative to
Okay.
have some learning, and it usually involves. Um, Usually it's the mother and father, but there can be other people involved as well.
Okay.
Seth is just saying that not to blame yourselves, and even though that's difficult to understand in the circumstance at hand, because when we're planning for a baby, we're planning for this new life, we're planning for this exciting event, and when that changes, um, he said that that's a Erik's just saying it's a um, very difficult thing for a parent to work through.
Yeah.
Very challenging.
Yeah. Any other messages for them? They must be comfortable by the fact that the deaths are never traumatic and they already have part of their soul in the afterlife, right?
Yeah, Erik said that this is also, he's just mentioning as well that the children that are coming in, that yes, their soul is not completely, he said that if you can understand that the soul is not completely within the body.
Okay, yes. Yeah.
That the soul is not completely there. And even though there's an aspect of it, that it is with source,
Okay.
that child is incarnated. So anything that happens at that time, that yes, there is a heartbeat, and yes, there is a physical body, and there is a piece of that soul that's there. He says it's like a soul plan.
Okay.
It's like a,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he says it's waiting to plug in. So he said that trauma is not there. So whatever has happened, that baby is with this with the source. But he's also saying that parents can communicate with that's okay. That's why they can communicate with the spirit, with source as well. So
Okay. How common is it for the miscarried or stillborn child to reincarnate right away with the same parents? And then also, how common is it for them to eventually incarnate within the family as a whole?
a lot of times they do. Eric's just saying that a lot of times the spirit will incarnate within the next child.
Okay.
Talking about it's not uncommon for a mother who has several miscarriages, for that child, the next child that is born in sequence, for it to be that soul.
Okay.
He says not always, because he says if we can look at this from a soul perspective as well, the soul also has an experience.
Okay.
The soul is also experiencing something too. So it comes from both directions.
Okay. What's behind recurrent miscarriages? I see that a lot.
Erik says that there's a couple things that are going on here. He goes, we can go to the spiritual aspect of things and understand that with everything that there is some sort of a spiritual lesson or spiritual contract with that. However, there's also environmental factors as well.
Okay.
He's talking about changes in, he's actually showing me environment, like changes of environment, changes of food.
What do you mean change of environment? Like moving to a new place, or environment like pollution, or?
Yes, he's talking about the what we're getting, what we can get chemically from the
Oh, I gotcha.
things that we can get and breathing in from the air. And he says that it's also not necessarily that it's increased. It gets. He says because miscarriage has been something that has always happened, but our technology follows women much closer now.
Yeah.
And has become more and more and more. So we're also reporting it and looking at it a little bit differently than was done before. So he says that's another part of it too. But he says there are several different aspects that go up that can be what's the word I'm looking for? Contribution.
Okay. Are you talking to Erik or Seth?
I'm talking to Erik.
Okay.
It's interesting because Seth will come forward and say something, and Erik will come forward and say something. Because the two of them, Erik has kind of stood back, but when you're asking a question about something like that,
Yeah.
Big Brother Erik moves right up. And
Oh, that's funny. So is there anything that people can do if they, any advice if they do have recurrent miscarriages?
Erik says, listen, he says, this is something that is very, it's sensitive to say this, and he wants me to say this right in saying that it's really important that you take the time, if you're having a miscarriage or you've had a miscarriage, to take the time to regain the strength of your body
Before trying again.
The strength of your mind.
Yeah.
And everything. Because he says that is a loss that needs to be honored and needs to be grieved. It's an energy, and a lot of times it'll be so difficult or challenging for someone that they want to push it down like it didn't exist.
Yeah.
Do it again and do it again. But
Yeah.
he's saying that it is very important that you do honor that energy and honor the grief within yourself.
Sure.
And to energetically, basically, he's saying, but also not only that, but to care for the body.
Yeah.
You know, there's different aspects that come in physically. He says, you know, with depression or many different things that can affect a person, because he goes, each case is unique.
Sure.
So the one size fits all is taking care of yourself, not trying to push to have another baby too soon, because your body's not quite ready. And he says, and that's something that most people understand, but that will and that desire, when a baby is taken away, that will and desire can sometimes push somebody just to want to get right back to it, which can cause more disappointment. And he said, the hardest thing to hear is, and he wants to just take a second to talk about what to say to somebody that's had a miscarriage. Because he says it's not only the person that's had the miscarriage, but those that are supporting. And he's saying that we want to be careful with how we do treat someone, to say, well, he's quoting that something that's commonly said is, well, it's a good thing that it happened now and didn't happen later. Or
you could try again, or you have other kids. Yeah.
That's what he just said. He goes, or how about, when are you going to try again? That's the next one. So he's just saying that to not rush somebody through a miscarriage, to not rush to them and say, well, you know, you're sad about that last week, it's over now, you can try again, let it go. To allow each person to understand that this is a loss, this is a death, this is a loss, and it's completely okay to treat it that way. So he says, allow your partner, your family member, your friend to grieve in the way that they need, just as if they would have lost somebody in their life that they knew for years and years. It doesn't matter. Allow somebody to grieve and have what they need, and support them, be there for them. He says, ask what you can do for them to help them out. And he said, because a lot of times there are a lot of people that go through this alone.
All right, let me ask you about if you have any words to those who have chosen to have an abortion and then feel guilt about it and stuff. How can you comfort them?
And he says, and so looking at this from a spiritual aspect, he goes, understand the same thing that we spoke of with the miscarriage, that spirit is not completely within oneself. And he said, this also is grief for some. And he says, and there's a lot of people that harbor a lot of guilt and a lot of pain for a very long time over making a decision. And he says there are spiritual contracts at play with abortion. There, each situation is unique, should be treated that way. It cannot be all grouped together as one blanket statement. But he says the most important thing that you can do is to forgive yourself, to not harbor any kind of, he goes, to not blame or judge yourself for what has happened or for the choices that you've made, and to know that you've not, that soul is there. And he also said too that he wants to comment the same thing about miscarriage as with abortion, that oftentimes that soul will reincarnate either into the same or into another pregnancy with that person, or within that family. It's often a soul family that happens with. But he's just going on with the guilt and just saying that it's important that you honor that pain. He's also saying too that a lot of times there's embarrassment with it, and some women won't seek help, such as counseling or anything like that, because they're embarrassed. And he's just saying to cut that out. Not be embarrassed.
Right.
He goes, get the help that you need and work through it.
Well, would it help for any of these, those who have chosen to have an abortion, those with miscarriages, stillbirths, would it help for them to channel those spirits and ask, well, what was the contract? What was the lesson? How you doing? And things like that. Would that help them find peace?
Absolutely. Yes. And
And
Eric says there's a different solution for everyone, but he's saying that this absolutely, when he was talking about, he says, Mom, I'm glad you brought that up, because when he was talking about the lamp analogy and plugging people in and connecting with spirit, he just said that you can channel that spirit when they're in utero, and you can channel spirit afterwards. He says just the same as any spirit.
Sure.
And he goes, it will help you answer a lot of questions. Oh, and he also said too that a lot of times the spirit will also be with the family, will be with the mother. So there's benefit to that. He said he's just saying that there, and this was not me, so I don't know who he's talking about, but he's saying that there was someone that channeled a baby after years and years and years of completely almost forgetting about it.
Yeah.
And he's saying that a baby was it was brought up to somebody and gave a lot of healing. Not sure what he's referring to as that, so somebody's going to know about that.
Yeah, somebody, one of the viewers. Yeah.
It's gonna understand that.
Oh, cool.
So kind of making a point of saying that.
Yeah. So so it seems like there's no reason why you shouldn't continue to have a relationship with these babies, with these spirits, right?
And that's exactly right. That's because he says this is a conscious choice. He says in spirit, he goes, the only thing that's different is the body. That's the only thing that's separating.
That's
right. Is it really separation? It's not.
No.
And he said that being able to channel the spirit is very healing.
I think it would be.
And he says it's fun too.
Yeah, and it seems like it'd be really a great idea, I guess, to channel your baby in utero to ask, hey, what are you coming in to my life for? What's our contracts? What are you going to be like? Do I need to have any certain preparations? Or, are you going to have any medical issues? Or, I don't know, whatever. Would that be beneficial?
Yes.
Or do I need to do anything to help this pregnancy right now? Do you have any nutrient needs? Yeah, whatever. That'd be pretty cool.
Erik says that's a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
And he said that this is all part of this package. He says where we are taking Western medicine, holistic, and spirit, and putting everything together like a full package, like we are.
Hey, maybe you should have a special button for channeling in utero, and then put it out in Google, like we channel the unborn. That'd be awesome. You could have this huge clientele and really help a lot of pregnant women with anxieties, etc. So
Erik says it's being done. He says that there are mediums that do that.
Okay.
But he's saying that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Great idea. He loves that idea.
Okay. Well, I don't have anything else. Seth, do you want to add anything else? I want to say I love you very much and I miss you.
Seth says that he loves you too and he misses you, and he's hanging off of Erik's neck.
Aww.
He's like jumped right up. He's got his legs around Erik's waist and he's got his hands around his neck. And
sweet.
He's just saying. He says that he says that he loves you. He says he's thankful for his brother Erik, but he says it like this: I'm thankful for my brother Erik.
Oh.
He says it just like that. Adorable.
Sounds like brother Erik needs to put you down for a nap.
Brother Erik. He says that nap time isn't quite a requirement.
No, I know. I'm just teasing you.
He says nap time's not a requirement.
All right, lucky for you. Would you have ended up in the black timeout chair as much as Erik did?
Does this with his mouth. Maybe.
All right. Well, thank you, Michelle. You guys check her out at HEALINGH-ART.com. I will put the thing right here. And well, this will probably be after Thanksgiving, but I hope you guys did have a happy Thanksgiving. Love you, Michelle. Love you, Seth. And love you, Eric.
Me too.
Bye.
Love you, Mama. Love you, Lisa.
Bye.